Hey everybody, welcome to the Mind of Iggy. Iggy here. Just kind of a reflective moment today. Been in Sweats Lodge ceremony, salt room ceremony, shamanic classes this weekend. Everything was really powerful. Everything was really the way it should have been. Connections and reconnections with friends and family. And it's that time. A year. We're 2 months away from the new year, almost. January is right around the corner. And we're going through fall right now. But I'm here because we're coming up to a moment in time where decisions are being made for us, or decisions are being made for us, about us, or what we need to do. And there's been a lot of questions about healers in the community, how they should respond to taking the vaccines and all kinds of things like that. And some people have been very judgmental about their approach on the vaccine. And it's their right to be that way, I guess, in their own way. But I'm here to just talk a little bit about what man does. Let's see. Man takes from nature, extracts the components it needs, and sells it back to you. Interesting. Such a big cry when people would say, you're taking this or taking that as from nature, that's not going to save you, or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But yet, man extracts from nature, extracts from Mother Earth, and sells it back to you. I hope you're listening to what I'm saying. I hope you're getting to where I'm heading here. Aspirin from nature. Bear root from nature. Vitamin C extracted from certain types of things out of nature. Everything you get comes from nature. Everything you get comes from Mother Earth. You have to think about that for a second. Think about that for a moment. Now, there's some things, components that are man-made and created in laboratories that are made a certain way that, are introduced into the body that maybe are not naturally occurring in nature. And I think that's what a lot of people have questions about. But a lot of things you have in nature come from nature. Magnesium, calcium, all the things you eat from nature. What happens? Big pharmaceutical companies take it, extract it, put it in a bottle, and sell it to you. Because that's business. Because that's the way we live now. That's where we're at. That's kind of what's happening in the world. So what would happen if the world would collapse, the economy collapse? Would you be able to take your vitamin C, your vitamin K, your thyroid medicines and stuff? It's very important to understand that a majority of the things that you take come from Mother Nature. Matter of fact, I want to say it all comes from nature, because it's not coming from outer space. And if it comes out of a laboratory, it means it came out of the ground. It came from somewhere. It came from this enriched planet. And if it came from another human being, where do we come from? The earth. So cycles of death, cycles of living is part of life, to live and then die. Now there's a lot of people right now in the metaphysical community, holistic community, who are very very set in their ways, which is good. It's their ways, and there's other ones who are set in their ways too. For some people, being a vegetarian means, I had a conversation with several friends, and one person mentioned to me, being a vegetarian is good for some people, or vegan. For other people, it's not so good. It just depends on your body, and depends on who you are. We were hunter-gatherers at one point. Now we just gather. We don't really hunt for our food, unless you want to call shopping hunting. We just gather. We just go and shop and exchange money and we get it. Now, I know a lot of you may be vaccinated, a lot of you may not be, but I'm not here to judge that. It's not my right to judge that. All I know is what's best for me. And what's best for you is what's best for you. If you're looking for answers from spiritual people in your community and why they do certain things a certain way, you should ask them. And when they give you an answer, either you accept that answer or you don't. And that's kind of what life is about, right? You're not going to be in alignment with everything that someone teaches or someone's the way they're living. That's just the way it is. You know? Right now, if you're a person who feels that you need to take the vaccine, then take it. If you're a person who feels doesn't need to take it, it's your choice. I cannot tell you as spiritual, as connected. I'm no more connected to spirit than you are. You're just as much connected to spirit and connected to whatever source energy you are, and that has the answer for you. But I can't by any means in no way tell you what's best for you. That's like me parenting you and telling you judgmentally, using my ego to say, hey, well, if you don't do it, we can't live in fear. You know, for some of you may disagree with me, and you know what? That's okay. It's not a problem. Some of you have been to disagree with me for more over other things, other than just what we're talking about. But I'm here to tell you, everything comes from nature. Everything is extracted from nature, from the pharmaceutical companies and from science. Science extracts and learns and duplicates, and sometimes it makes it better, and sometimes maybe not so well. But penicillin is from nature. It's not from a laboratory. Someone just bought the rights to it, put a little name on it, registered it, and now their pockets are being filled with it. Penicillin is a natural forming thing in nature. Mushrooms, ayahuasca, cannabis, it grows in nature. You know, everything, all the things that heal you grow in nature. I hope you're hearing what I'm saying. I hope you understand where I'm trying to get to. Now, the thing is just you to be in connection with your source energy, being in connection with your higher self, with your inner guru, and kind of figure out exactly what your game plan would be for you. If you need help, then you ask certain people. But remember, you kind of already know if you ask a certain group of people, they're going to give you a certain kind of answer. There are going to be people going to respond to you in a certain way. So you should not be surprised for the answer you're going to receive when you're a certain group of people. Now, is there things going on in the world? Yes, every day. Something going on in the world. Every day something's going on. And I'm not discounting life. I'm not discounting, but we all have to cross that road one day. And there's no guarantee. There's no guarantees of anything. There's no guarantees that what we do, what we choose is going to be the right one. We just go with the best choice we can in that moment. That's all you can really do. You can only go with the best choice that you can. Because if you don't, someone else will choose for you. And if you're happy with someone else choosing for you, then go with that. But you know what? I'm here to tell you is that you do have the empowerment to empower yourself to do the research and feel what you need to do. Connect with what you want to do. Because that's the way it should be. You know, a lot of things are on faith. And remember, you know, those of you who know history does repeat itself. History does do. It does. It absolutely does. And we have to be careful with history and why we have to keep our voice going, why we have to keep speaking. Because if we don't speak, if we don't express, if we don't share, right or wrong or right, it doesn't matter. Because there'll always be groups in alignment with different philosophies and ideologies and belief systems. Because that's how people are. People just follow either the mainstream or they go against the current or vice versa. Which one's right? It really depends where your heart sits. Now you may say, hey, this is the wrong way, blah, blah, blah. But you can't change the mind of somebody who believes in something that's that way. Convert them. Catholicism is one of the most powerful religions in the world. it's not as powerful as it used to be. It basically toppled empires because of the belief systems. But that's history. We learn from that. But remember, the choice has to be your choice. It can't be the choices of the people or the masses. That can't be that way anymore. We have to come to a clear, concise place in our heart, what's best for us. And I'm not going to be here to tell you what you need to do, because that's not my job. Your job is to figure out what's best for you. My job is to just show you how I'm living and how I'm going through it and moving through it. Maybe this makes sense to you today, maybe it doesn't. But everything is extracted from nature, from Mother Nature. I hope you heard that. I hope you hear that. The tires in your car is extracted from nature. The metal that moves your car, extracted from nature. The phone that you're listening to, extracted from nature. All of it's from nature. Everything. Arsenic, from nature. Poisons, from nature. That man has Frankenstein things. Man has bastardized things. Adding components, changing things, creating. As far as I know, nothing comes from outer space that I'm aware of, except for this big planet that came from space, which floats in space. But everything comes from nature. The food you eat, the pills you take, the things you drink, it's all from nature, my friends. So take that sometime. Think about that for a minute. Think about that for a minute. When someone tells you that when you pop a pill in your mouth, that's going to save your life, remember where it came from. It most likely came from nature if it wasn't modified in the process and added to different components added to it. But it all has roots in nature. So as we pray over our food, we should pray over the things that we worry about. We should pray over the things. Give thanks. Give thanks to Earth. When we start giving thanks to Mother Earth, we start giving thanks to the Great Spirit for life and for the things we have and the foods that we have and the green and the sunshine, then maybe our lives will be a little different. And sometimes we live in the arrogance of our own power, thinking that we're bigger and badder than Earth. You know, we use her oil, which is her blood, to fuel our cars so we can drive around. Gasoline comes from nature. You come from nature. So think about that for a while. You come from nature. And so do your vaccines and your pills. It all comes from nature. So let's honor and respect where it comes from. All right, guys. So I'm here to remind you, this is my mind working, asking questions, asking my friends. And to all my friends who gave me some tidbits and nuggets, I want to thank you all for sharing. And I shared some of your thoughts here today. I don't want to give your names up because out of respect for you. But you know who you are, and I thank you for allowing me to share that. Be well, my friends. It's good to be here. Irisiku matakuyasin. Oho, namaste. Ho'oponopono. See you soon.